So, back, I don't even know if that was, I think that was like 45 seconds, maybe 46. So, so then I'm talking to my grandma, and I'm telling her about how this guy, although his name supposedly was not Normandin, his name was Bond. And I'm pretty sure I have a video somewhere about this, of him sitting next to me on the train from the way back from Florida. Seemed like a nice person, but he had a lot of characteristics. It wasn't even a lot. It was exactly the same way. It's the same way as fucking Normandin, the guy that got locked up for stalking Ariana Grande. He's sitting right next to me on the fucking train, acting exactly like that. And I'm saying to myself, like, wow, that's just fucking lovely. That's a great, wonderful thing, you know. Now, here's the interesting part. When I start telling my grandma this, because I was up at my grandmother's house when this guy supposedly, and this was on the news. Wow. You know what was interesting is that my phone charger somehow magically stopped working, and I needed to borrow somebody's phone charger. When I borrowed his phone charger to charge my phone's fucking coloring, fucking, for the charging icon, it fucking changed into a different color. That was interesting. None of my chargers would work to charge this phone. But his charger magically worked to charge my phone. That's why I'm wondering, when did the SolarWinds hack actually take place? See, my highly graded fucking IP address is actually not one IP address. It's multiple IP addresses. Unfortunately, I haven't had that feature for quite some time. I got one part of my IP address, which is interesting because it's funny how whenever I go to call anybody, my phone starts attacking. It seems that's the way, because now I'm putting two and two together. My phone seems to attack people's shit because every time I get somebody on the phone, they're like, our computers are down. I'm like, oh, your computers are down? No. Again? Are you fucking with me? You know, it's funny because that's what I'm thinking. And then I'm thinking, this guy's name was Bond, right? And Mike Fox introduced me to his brother, although he had a different name. Bond, the real James. It's like, I'm the real James Bond. No, it's like, I am. It's like, my name's Bond. It's like, yeah, well, what's in a name, My name's Anthony Yaki, but I'm really Jesus Christ. I mean, seriously, It's funny because I'm just saying whatever ties there, because I do find it interesting that more takes over Cyber Command. And I find it interesting that all this shit goes down. But then what's even more interesting is the recent events of... Did I leave anything out? Oh, after getting off the phone with my grandma tells me, Anthony, although I have a problem with my voice, I don't plan on going... Because I was like, Grandma, I'm like the visions and stuff that I've seen, I'm like, the bottom line is like, I hope you don't pass away. I need you to be alive, because now that I lost my mom, my grandma that I called my mom, and the reason I'm saying that is because of my real mother, there's something not right about the situations that, nah. So the point being is that, I'm like, Grandma, I need you alive. And she's like, Anthony, she's like, even though, and her voice is all scratchy, she's like, she's like, although And I'm having problems contacting her. And then, it's like, it's funny, her son passes away. But her other son that has a name that's close to mine is not passed away. Wow, man. That's why I find it interesting that 2 days after my grandmother, I'm like, all right, Grandma, I'll let you rest. It's like, I just need to talk to you. She's like, Anthony, I'm not going anywhere. It's like it's just my voice. It's not my lungs. It's not me. I'm okay, but my voice is not working so great. And then freaking, it's like 2 days later after that phone call, my grandmother passes away. So within 4 months' time, I lose both my grandmas, one of which I called Mom because she raised me. Which I don't want to get into the whole freaking when did I lose touch with her, because at the same time I lost touch with her, I lost touch with my sister Vicky. That was also at the same time that I lost touch with my boy Donnie Steele, my sister Vicky Lovagine, and which is not actually my sister, she's actually my aunt, because I was adopted into the same family. You know what? And that was just about, around about, and I'm talking 2 weeks before, XXX bumping into me up at the fucking store, and then a day and a half later getting shot dead down in Florida, bumping into the store up here in New York, and then getting shot dead in Florida. 2 weeks prior to that, I couldn't get my friend that I talked to every single day on the phone. Which basically meant I couldn't get fucking just about nobody on the phone. Just like my friend Raul. So as this is all going down, and I'm leaving out like this or that, but there's also, me getting jumped. Prior to me getting jumped, there was the whole train station around here incident where fucking the guy that looked like this guy, sounded like this guy, fucking kind of acted like this guy, was trying to get me to go down the fucking railroad tracks, and I'm trying to get my friend Raul at the time, which I don't even know if he is a friend, really, to tell you the truth, after the shit that I remembered, I'm saying to myself, wow, so this is just an old big fucking conspiracy too, right? But don't worry, Hernandez, I'm getting to you. Because I don't want to leave out the Espositos or anything. With my grandmom passing away, and then I called mom, I still call her mom. My whole life, she raised me my whole life. She raised the fucking best kid that could have been fucking, with the amount of shit that was on my plate, I came out pretty fucking good, I think. I told her that as many times as I possibly could before, she passed away. Which I still find fucking weird to this point too. And then thinking like about four months and a week later, my other grandmother passing away. Are you kidding me? That's why it's funny. It's like, oh wow, blah blah blah. The fucking electrical meters, and I seen just like my neighbor seen that the fucking lock was cut off the fucking electrical meter, and I was like, wait a minute, was that like that before? And she's like, no. She's like, this is all, and it's still my fucking bill. My bill is still fucking less. And that meter, and I just put that on fucking camera, on fucking YouTube too. That meter is being read right from the fucking place itself. So now what? Hey Angie, I'm just. Should I be more calm? Should I be more calm? So, So, yeah, there's a whole lot of shit I could go into that I'm leaving out. This is the main chunk of the crap. So then I start talking to my friend. I remember this situation, and I go into the whole like this situation, this. I remember the boneyard from the corporation that I signed contracts to own. Now there's another contract that I remember signing with a man who looked very much so like Sean Allen, was not Sean Allen, but supposedly that contract was ripped up. So then, therefore, it's null and void what they've been using my IP address for. Wow. Wow. My 007 fucking IP address, right? That I was assigned even before I knew what the fuck a computer really fucking did. I mean, I knew what it did. I just didn't fucking use one because I didn't have one. Wow. And quickly, every time I tried to fucking, just by knowing what to do, fix the fucking problem, that's when all the fucking problems started, time and time and time again. Now, all this time later, and I'm talking to my friend, who's the only person I can get on the fucking phone, who was there when I bought the car from the dealership that was on fire, had no brakes, and I almost ran over a woman in a baby carriage, called the cops. Cops do not show up. She was also there when we sat at the other dealer 20 minutes prior, and they ran my credit, and it came back that I had AAA credit. And me and my friend were trying to figure out from that point, how the fuck is it the other dealership told me I have lousy credit and I needed a high interest rate. Meanwhile, the other dealership said that I had AAA credit. And that's after faulting on my first Mustang. Not my first car, my first Mustang. My second Mustang, actually. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was buying this. Okay, yeah, right. So faulting on my first Mustang. My truck, my used Chevy Suburban Tahoe Expedition, and supposedly my credit card with a 1.8 fixed rate. You know what's funny? And I say this again, it's like, oh wow, look at Valerie Richardson's name popping up throughout this magical fucking story of fucking holy fucking crap. Now, when I had the car, I lose the car because I can't make up the payments, because the insurance at that point goes from $6,000 fucking something $100 or $5,800 something dollars, which is basically $6,000, to almost $7,000 when it should have dropped down to like fucking $2,000 fucking $800, completely affordable. I could have kept the car. I could have fucking probably paid off the truck and fucking put fucking things on the road. Point being is that fucking that didn't happen. Instead of my insurance going down at that time, which we're going back in history at this point to the time that I was living. This is the exact point where gas was about $8 a fucking gallon. No shit. Upwards of almost $9 at one point. And I'm living in a Chevy Suburban Tahoe Expedition. Homeless. Can't get nobody on the phone. Wow. Fucking wow. Because the one place that would let me wash up at nighttime was the Hess station down the road from my job. And where was my job? My job was right between FBI Headquarters 1 and FBI Headquarters 2. Yeah. And yet people were still trying to say that I was killing everybody up and down the motherfucking freeway. Which doesn't say a lot about the feds, okay? Seriously, does not. I mean, I was pretty much like homeless in a truck that couldn't even fucking move because I couldn't afford fucking gas, stuck in between fucking Headquarters 1 and Headquarters 2, freezing to death. And after losing that job, because I stunk, because they wouldn't accept the first paycheck I got as the credit card payment. Valerie Richardson, I spoke to on the phone. I'll never, because I got into a massive argument with this woman. It was pretty racist too, because it's like, but it was more what the fuck's going on, but it was like, fuck you, you fucking filthy bitch, piece of shit. Thinking that was the actual first encounter I ever had with this fucking crazy bitch that was telling me, oh, my credit card, I'm like, no, it ain't. My contract says different. Now, since then, certain things, this and that, I'm not going to get into fucking possibilities of this and that. The point being is that, you know something? It's really funny that around about that time, my credit card shouldn't have been shut off for any reason because my credit card wasn't over the limit. You know, it's funny. It's like, now this is going backwards to when gas was about $8 a gallon. But that's why I bring this up, because at the same time, I'm in Hess at nighttime, smoking with these guys, drinking with these guys, like fucking, not every night. It was like a few beers here and there. It was nice. It was a nice thing fucking to do, because I had nowhere to I couldn't get nobody on the phone to even take a shower. And that's the first time I met Malik, Pop Smoke. In between FBI Headquarters 1 and FBI Headquarters 2, I meet Malik, whatever. Oh, he's pissed that I can rap. Oh, and he's also pissed that I'm white. And he's also fucking pissed that I'm good. So, the minute he takes over as the boss, the supervisor, he tells me I can't come back to the store anymore to wash up. So now I just end up losing my job because, I mean, literally, like, it was a pretty big office space, and I mean, like, I stunk the entire fucking office up. That's how bad it was. Yeah. So I lose my job. I'm freezing to death. I'm in the fucking, So I'm not going to go into all that shit. That's just the point. Oh, and then there was the other guy too, saying he could put the big black guy. Comes out of a limousine, gets into my truck, says he could put a stop to this up near the other FBI headquarters. And, I'm thinking that's where the fucking connection there is, but, whatever. Now, with that said, I end up at this charity place, and they're like, you've been getting mail here. And I'm like, what do you mean I've been getting mail here? They're like, are you really Anthony Yaki? I'm like, yeah, I'm really Anthony Yaki. They're like, we got mail for you, but you would have to trust me. And I'd be like, well, what do you mean? Trust you how? Well, we got mail for you here, but, I need your social security number to check that it's actually you. He checks that it's actually me. I see this paperwork that says I got a couple $1 million in the fucking bank, and I'm just like, I don't even. I'm thinking it's a setup. Honestly, I was like, wow, it's a fucking setup again, because I've already been through. This is why I blocked out even the good fucking possibility of good memories, because of the other things I'm not going to go down into at this point. And then I'm saying to myself, no, this is fucking, no, that's crazy. That can't be my... And then I forgot this happened and this, and then they fucking set up and it's all that shit. And I'm saying to myself, wow, here's this guy showing me that my life should be fucking okay. And I don't even want to touch the fucking paperwork. So the feds show up, or the DOJ, or the fucking somebody, and fucking black trucks everywhere. And they're talking to me. And I'm like, and then they say the fucking stupidest thing to me, because I am, at this point, I am like, enough with the bullshit of trying. And they go, just one question. Do you hurt children? I was like, wow, man. I was like, yeah, all the time. Wow, man. What a bunch of bullshit. You know what? That's what I think about that. That's why it's funny that all took place around what 2006, 7, 2006, 2005, 2006. I get on fucking SSI in around 2009. I get gypped a whole lot of fucking money when it comes to fucking the money that they should have fucking paid me. When I got this supposed lump sum. You know, man. And all the other shit that goes down in between then, it's like, oh, I end up at this house, and then my friend ends up at a house around the corner, and then we bump into each other, and it's like, oh yeah, I live here. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not. I mean, it was like a mile or 3, but I was like, that's crazy. I guess I'll come visit you once or twice, and I did, and I said hello to her. I've seen my friend Dave. It's like, and yeah, man, it's like, oh wow, and then all of a sudden she disappears. I don't know where the hell she went to. That she got a house or something, to move into, and it was like, oh, I guess I'll never see her again. It's like, couldn't get her on the phone. Then all of a sudden, magically, I get sanctioned with Jean Hennessy as my caseworker. I get but once I fire her, even though all my paperwork's in and everything else is good, I magically get fucking sanctioned from fucking DSS. Now I'm about to be fucking homeless. In a fucking foot of snow on the ground with nothing. Even food stamps. Last time I seen Jane Hennessy, who was she with? Oh, that's right, Karen Phillips. Who's Karen Phillips? Oh, that's right, a.k.a. fucking works for the fucking DOJ, CIA, whatever the fuck, and possibly they have fucking Mrs. Karen Phillips, who fucking, sure the fucking shit looks a lot like fucking Afeni Shakur. And if she doesn't look like Afeni Shakur, she looks like fucking Alfredo Flores' dead grandma. And you know what else? Even if that's all not fucking correct, the bottom line is that that's the fucking woman that gave me the fucking plaque that Eminem was fucking talking about in the fucking song right before I left to go down to fucking Florida in 2019, right before 2020 comes, COVID gets released, and fucking Pop Smoke gets fucking popped. Hey, Angie. You alive? Are you dizzy? Because I'm dizzy. But I'm not Diggsy. So, starting to realize about the contracts that I signed with the Ford Corporation to own the company when I was a child. Tiny hands, man. Tiny hands on that paperwork. Palm prints. Both palm prints on that paperwork. Fingerprints, all that. Just like the bank account that I created with what I thought was the right people. Retin scan. Yeah. That's what that bank account was. So I find it real fucking interesting that after all this time and all this bullshit and all the things that I forgot about in my life, because I said, you know something, I don't know what the fuck was or was not fucking real at some points. Because it was so fucking crazy, batshit past that insane, that I blocked every good thing I ever did, or great thing I ever did, because it was surrounded with so much fucking chaos and craziness and fucking holy shit. And then to think that I actually found myself thinking maybe I had problems and I seeked help, but all the help that they gave me was fucking to give me drugs that made me forget my own motherfucking name? Literally. Fuck you. Fuck yous. Fuck yous. And after scumbag, after scumbag, after scumbag, after scumbag situation. Bullshit. And that brings me to thinking to myself, it's like, I'm telling my friend and we're talking, and it's like, my grandma just passed, and it's like, because I didn't go into the whole triple X thing. I just briefly touched base that's when I lost touch with my sister. I lost touch with my grandmother. I lost touch with my friend that I called every day. Oh, and I forgot the Dylan Roof thing. Holy shit. That's where fucking General Flynn's granddaughter that I had with General Flynn's daughter comes into fucking weird play. With the fucking guys that were surrounding her at the fucking bar that fucking day. That's why I found it interesting who fuck sat next to me on the fucking train coming back from freaking Florida. Wow. Wow. Just fucking wow. And now my grandma's passed away. The other grandma is passed away within 4 months. I'm back up in New York. There's still no hot water in my fucking... So I cannot take an actual... So I stink and I look like a fucking shit, Right? And then even running all of this, it's like my electric bill doesn't seem fucking that fucking, because this is the brand new, this is the bill after. This is the bill after the fucking, after they put the fucking meter in, which is digitally read, which is on tape of him saying it, not only the video of them reading it in the fucking office. Why I have other video of me telling the landlord's brother, You know what I'm saying? To go turn my hot water on, please, so I could start paying my fucking rent, And then losing then there's the chance that I lose Section 8, and then there's the chance of this, and it's just a fucking nitpicking bunch of bullshit crap wannabe motherfuckers that are all about to be fucking slaughtered. If they just keep it up. It's like they ain't playing by no fucking by ain't no fucking. So what do you think? What do you think? Did people just fucking forgot who the fuck I was? You think people are just playing fucking pretend? Yeah, well, actually they are. They're playing fucking pretend. But the point being, it's like, yeah, right. With the amount of murder and mayhem surrounding the boy, are you kidding me? Whatever. Fucking punks. I was getting mad and upset with my friend though, because it's like, 10 years ago when those cops didn't show up, when, the car with the fucking no brakes, on fire, almost run over a woman in a baby carriage, call the fucking cops, seatbelts are both sticking. Like that ain't a fucking mafia hit, right? Wow. The AAA credit. That's when I remembered that. Sitting down with that guy, this week or two, I said to myself, remember when we were sitting with this guy and he said I had AAA credit? How the fuck is that possible when I faulted on a Mustang, which I owed about fucking $14,000 still on? Which is interesting because my father co-signed that car, and supposedly my father had to pay fucking $24,000, which is bullshit. Something's not right there either. To fucking clear up his credit, which is just fucking bullshit. But then it's not even that. It's that I walked into a dealership, bought a fucking truck with no money down. The dealer actually reached into his pocket, pulled out his money, and put it on the fucking table so that I could fucking go after that, fucking and start the insurance on the fucking truck, so that I wouldn't be fucking super homeless. Only to fucking couldn't get nobody on the phone, couldn't get a job. Then when I did get a job back, that whole fucking pop smoke thing and the fucking not being able to fucking fucking inherit. Oh man, that I just went into all takes place. But then there's also the credit card thing that has fucking a 1.8 fixed fucking rate, which is fucking absolutely fucking bonanza. That I'm standing there saying I'm about to get paid in like fucking 8 to 12 hours. I'll have you all the fucking money for the credit card so that the credit card could get turned back on, so this way I could join the fucking gym that was down the fucking road from my job so that I could take showers and then I could go back to my fucking job. Fuck yous. Well, it's too bad, sir. The card's already shut off. It's like, oh, it's shut off? I'm like, where's your office so I could bring down the fucking paperwork to show you what contract are you reading? Because mine does not say that. I didn't have to make a payment on that fucking card for another fucking 4 months. 3-4 months. Not even one payment. 1.8 fixed rate platinum motherfucking Visa card. Triple A motherfucking credit. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all, man. For real. Fucking yo, I hope your heads get chopped off and fucking they get shoved up your fucking asses. I hope your fucking body parts get sewed back together the wrong fucking way. Why your head gets shoved up your fucking, you cunny ass motherfuckers. So that's why I'm saying it's like, you know, it's like the point of this is that the same day that me and my friend go to look at a few cars, all the problems that started at her house. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to need a cosigner. And she goes, I'll cosign. But she's like, you still have to, you know, this is getting crazy here. And it's like, all right, I'll leave. This is that, fine. You know, it's funny. We're sitting at the dealership. And they tell me I have AAA credit. And then it's like, wow, it's like, I'll put you in any car here. It's like, can I get up and shake your hand? She's like, do you know who you are? I was like, yeah, I guess. I'm thinking in my head, this guy might be crazy. But he's not. He's not. He wasn't. You know, the funny thing is I buy the car from the other dealership. And that dealership charges me more than enough interest. Like more interest rate than normal. I come in with $7,000 down. I'm financing like $3,000. They wanted to charge me something like upwards of like $12,000 more. Wow. Wow. Right? You want to know the people that sold out the country